Hello everyone, my name is Cyvolf, and FNaF AR is kind of dead right now, and this video is basically going to be talking about the current situation going on with FNaF AR and the lack of content with it, and what I think is probably going on with the game right now. If you aren't subscribed yet, maybe consider doing so. It really helps the channel out, and again, we're going for that big 10k goal. The next step is 9,000. Maybe scroll down and hit that subscribe button. If you enjoy the video, hit the like button while you're at it. It really helps. So as you know, we do a lot of FNaF AR content on the channel, and a lot of videos on the channel have been slowing down due to the lack of FNaF AR content, and I've been trying to do other types of games and stuff on the channel as well. We're doing a playthrough on Bendy and the Ink Machine right now, a game I have not played yet, so if you want to go check out the playthrough thus far, there will be a link in the description to the playlist for it. But yeah, we haven't been doing very many FNaF AR videos for quite a while now, because there hasn't been any new content or even any news for FNaF AR to discuss. There's been constant blasts from the past, which are reruns of old events happening for like nearly 5 months now, and the last meaningful update to the game was the update that added Funtime Freddy, and before that the whole Dark Circus mixed reality expansion. So what's going on with the game? Is it dead? Are they going to stop updating it? And I don't think the game is dead or they're going to stop updating it. I think there is a good reason for this, for the silence and all the blasts from the past. If you guys remember, the last actual skin event was Screampunk, which was last year in, I believe it was June. And since then, after that event released, and they released the last skin of it, Jetpack Balloon Boy, we got around 5-6 months of blasts from the past, exactly like this, back to back to back to back to back, eventually leading up to the release of the Dark Circus Mixed Reality expansion, which is the biggest update the game has ever gotten, due to being an entire new mode with a new environment, all the characters, skins present, with animations and stuff like that, as well as the puzzle gameplay, and the new skin Great Escape Gold Freddy. And then immediately after that, they released Funtime Freddy as well. Not only that, but the Dark Circus mode was called Episode 1 in the game files, and in the store, it was under the tab of episodic content, meaning they plan to do more of this. And if you guys remember a while back from I think it was the December 2020 interview, Kieran said that there is a reason they have been adding so many skins to the game. They have some kind of gameplay purpose that we'll be seeing later, and then a long time ago before that, they had said that the skins would be relevant to future gameplay. It's obvious that what they were talking about now is these mixed reality modes. They're adding all these skins to the game to create a whole roster of themes they could pick to reintroduce these skins again as part of these new game modes they would release. So Episode 2 is probably going to be happening, and a while back we did do a video talking about ideas for what Episode 2 could be, thinking, what if it's the chocolate animatronics that were like in the Funko action figures, but that's obviously not the case because Easter has passed now. But I would say that it's safe to assume they're probably working on Episode 2 right now, because like with Episode 1, they're doing a whole bunch of blasts from the past. They do these blasts from the past to hold over the game while they develop actual new content. And I had said when the Dark Circus mode was getting released, and when it did actually release, that I would not mind if Illumix took a break from making and adding skins and characters and stuff like that, and instead took a lot of time off of adding new content to instead develop another big mixed reality update like this. So I'm not really bothered by the lack of content. This is what I want. I would like Illumix to, instead of just vomiting out tons of skins, to take their time to develop a big update in the form of this kind of mixed reality content. People have wanted more mixed reality content, and I think that's what they're trying to deliver right now. They're taking time off from working on the game and just adding tons of skins and, adding characters that just stay relevant for like a week. People collect them, then they forget about them and start begging for the new thing, and instead they're working on one big update that's going to introduce the mixed reality expansion, a new one, another exclusive skin with it, and they might maybe introduce another character after that like they did with Funtime Freddy. Funtime Freddy came pretty soon after Dark Circus, so maybe another thing could happen. But I think the reason there's so many blasts from the past happening right now and no news is because they're working on Episode 2. We know there is probably going to be an Episode 2 because, again, Dark Circus was Episode 1. It's under episodic content. They wouldn't do that if they weren't planning more of this. And I think that's what they're doing. Now, if they are indeed doing Episode 2, I do hope they are going to also release a character with it, like they did with Funtime Freddy immediately after Dark Circus, to kind of throw free-to-play players a bone. If you think about it, the only paid-only content in the entire game, not counting 3D icons, are these mixed reality modes, Dark Circus. It is the only content in the game you can only get by paying for it, which makes sense because it's a big, massive, gameplay, entire new mode update like that. It's not just a new character you can get for grinding for it from Friend Sense. It's not a skin you can get from grinding it for Friend Sense. It's an actual, completely new add-on to the game. So I don't mind them taking time off from working on the game to instead make a big content update like this that you do have to pay for, which is why I hope they add a character with it like they did with Funtime Freddy, because that way people who are actually willing to pay money on the game can experience the mode, but free-to-play players can also collect the new character and fight against it. So let's actually talk about some ideas of what episode 2 might be. Again, a while back, we did do that video where we talked about maybe it could be the chocolate animatronics, and that obviously ended up not being true, but there's a lot of ideas of what it could be. If the mode is going to be releasing maybe this summer, it could be something like Sizzling Summer or even 4th of July, the whole firework event or stuff like that. Or they could do a fan favorite event, like a completely different fan favorite event not related to the current season, and maybe doing Arcade Mayhem. That's a really popular one that could work really well in the mixed reality mode. Maybe instead of doing like the puzzles you would do in Dark Circus, you would have to go to different arcade machines and collect tokens to play the arcade machines to end up fighting the characters or something like that. Like maybe there's like some VR stand that you put on the headset and fight against VR Toy Freddy or something like that. And they could introduce maybe a Arcade Mayhem Mangle skin. That's something a lot of people wanted out of the Arcade Mayhem event, and then they threw a massive curveball and came out with 8-Bit Baby. But because these mixed reality events expand old events, it would make a lot of sense for them to pick Arcade Mayhem and then introduce a, Arcade Mangle as the new exclusive skin for it. There's also some other events that I would really like to see get mixed reality modes, such as Wasteland, Haunted Forest. Screampunk would also be very cool. All of the events, really, I think they could do really well with some kind of mixed reality mode. The chocolates, if they're going to do that next Easter, they could have like a whole mixed reality mode in the candy shop or something like that. There's a lot of really cool ideas, and you can clearly see what they're trying to do with these skins with the Dark Circus thing. They're introducing all these different themes to the game that they can then work with for these mixed reality modes where you explore these areas. Now, if they're going to add a character shortly after it, like how they did with Funtime Freddy immediately after Dark Circus, maybe they'll do Lefty. Lefty is kind of... I don't mind that Lefty's not in the game right now, because, as we know from the whole marketing disconnect situation involving Plushtrap, he probably wasn't even supposed to be teased in the first place, and it was a disconnection between the marketing team and the game developers, meaning he was cut from the game before launch, marketing team didn't know this, but he was shown in promo material anyway. That's kind of the situation that happened with Plushtrap, and it's probably what happened with Funtime Freddy and Lefty. So I'm not too bothered that Lefty's not in the game right now, but I do think they should get around to adding him sooner or later, like preferably as the next character if that's what they're gonna do. Now, if he is Lefty, what kind of mechanic do you think it would be, or is there some other character entirely you would like to see if that is the case? But on the topic of characters and skins, the nature of characters and skins is also kind of why I don't mind them taking time off working on the game to develop a new mixed reality mode if that's what they're doing. Because characters and skins, they only really stay relevant for a couple weeks, and then immediately after that, people are wanting the next new thing. The Dark Circus mode, even though it was paid, it has kept me more entertained than any character addition or skin addition to the game thus far. The new character, new skin releases, you ask friends to send you it, you grind the drops until you get it, then you're just stuck waiting for the next new thing. You have no reason, no gameplay reason for fighting the character or skin again, other than just for fun. So they don't really stay relevant as long as an entire new mixed reality mode does. I think mixed reality, for now, is Illumix's goal for the game. They're going to be expanding on these events with mixed reality modes, and it's probably what they're working on right now. Now, in similar news, something that may be related to why the update is taking so long without any news, apparently they have lost their senior technical artist. They left the team or something like that, and they're probably trying to find a new one. I've heard that either on their site the technical artist was removed from it, or they now have a listing for it, so it seems like their senior technical artist, they might not have one right now, which is probably going to be inhibiting a lot of the progress on new updates. So that could be contributing to it. So eventually, if they get a new one, we can probably start to see more news and probably faster progress on whatever it is they're doing. Now, I do wish Illumix would give us some kind of post right now, just giving us a heads up on what is currently going on with the game. Like, I don't mind the wait, but I kind of just wish we had some kind of information information, like confirmation. Are they going to be doing mixed reality for the next update? Are they working on a new character? Is the next update going to be another skin event? Stuff like that. Are they going to be doing an update to the core game mechanics, like the shocker, and buffs update or the map update? I would just like confirmation of what their plans for the game right now are going to be. The wait, I'm fine with the wait, but I just want information personally. Let me know your thoughts on the whole current situation in the comments below. Do you think the next update is going to be episode 2? And if so, what event do you think it's going to be for? And what skin do you think it's going to include with it? And if there is going to be a character after it, like Funtime Freddy, who do you think it might be? And when do you think the update may be releasing? Is there any specific changes you would also like to see in the game if they were to do some kind of core gameplay update like the shocker and buffs update? And again, check the link in the description for a link to series playlists where I've done a whole bunch of videos on various other games on the channel. There's a bunch of playlists. I'm currently doing a Bendy and the Ink Machine playthrough, which there will also be a link to in the description. I'm having a lot of fun with the game and I'm really excited to continue it. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It really helps the channel, and I'll see you later. Have a good one.